This has nothing to do with anything podcast related, but I woke up thinking about tacos. Like tacos with a little bit of yellow rice and some black beans at 7 a.m. So, guess what I'm having for dinner? Welcome back to the Bookcast, my platform for sharing short fiction and updates on life as a self-published author of romantic fiction that centers Black love and relationships. I am so excited that you're here, especially since you're not supposed to be. I was not supposed to record today. I was supposed to be visiting a bustling Midwestern city, but I delayed my flight by a few days, so I'm here. I am D.L. White. I'm an Atlanta-based author of 14 and counting novels and numerous short stories and fan fiction works. I'm a reader first, so we usually begin with a book report. Then we talk about writing and topics of the day. I am currently in pre-publication for The Pearl, a Black Diamond romance. Tentative release date is scheduled for on or before July 2nd, 2024. Check my blog and my social media for Goodreads and Storygraph links, as well as samples, teasers, even a playlist for this book. I also want you to pay really close attention in case this book might come out early. You never know, it might be for sale exclusively on my website for a few days if you're very excited about that kind of thing. I can't wait to bring Davis and Kari to your faces. I do have some advanced readers out there who have expressed that they're enjoying the book, so I can't wait until the general population gets their hands on it. I actually just sent out another arc to someone who requested it, so yay for them and for me. It's going to be a busy month at Books by D.L. White. I do have some travel on deck. Leslie's Curl and Dye is on sale as part of the Blue Collar Romance Kobo promotion. Beach Thing is also on sale for $1.99 if you still need to get started on the Black Diamond romance series before book 3 comes out. I actually have a hankering to refresh myself on the Black Diamond couples, so I might spin Wade and Amina and Vance and Athena one time before I release The Pearl. My most recent newsletter is out. You'll find a link to that if you're not subscribed on my links page. It's booksbydlwhite.com/link in bio. I also need you to take care of that subscription thing asaptually, booksbydlwhite.com/newsletter. I'm going to work on a couple exclusive excerpts to go out before the book is published. So you want to be on that to get the good stuff. Thank you so much. And don't forget to confirm. Your mailbox will not be blessed if you do not confirm. I just go ahead and delete it. As always, if you're a member at Kobo Plus, you can grab all my ebooks and audiobooks as part of your subscription. And if you're a premium subscriber at Spotify, you get 15 free hours there. So snatch up my audiobooks. I get paid for them. I don't think you understand. I get paid for them. I'm available in ebook and audio at your local library. So hit them up, Libby, Hoopla, and request me. If you don't find me there, let me know when your request is granted because I absolutely love it. Libraries buy books. I love it so much. Libraries actually pay more than retail for books. So request me everywhere, all the time, nonstop. I do believe all my audiobooks are now available on Hoopla, and they have recently been adding some of my ebooks, and I'm most pleased. Do you have a topic you would like me to cover on the Bookcast? Something authory, something readery, something hybridery? Let me know. Shout me out, holler. I'm always on Instagram or Twitter at author_DL White. You can even visit the show notes of this here episode at booksbydlwhite.com/bookcast/88. You can also drop me a voice note called fan mail. Peep the link in the show notes and send me some dulcet tones of love. I welcome your comments and questions. I'll dedicate a part of the show to answering them. Onward. Today's going to be a great show. Not too long, not too short, but not too long. It's the weekend. I don't have a book to write. My editor is rejoicing. I see it. I'm picturing it in my mind. And I am all about the books. So we will talk about my reading challenge and what I have been putting into my face. I'll finish today's episode with part 3 of The Photograph, which is my short run serial that I wrote specifically for the podcast because I just had not shared enough short fiction lately. Today is Saturday, June 8th. It is 9:55 a.m. Whew, I'm way behind, y'all. It's sunny and 65 degrees today in the ATL. I have a mic and I am ready to dig in, but first, join me for some coffee. It took me so long to get up and running today that my coffee is lukewarm and I'm sad about it. I like it hot. We begin as always with the book report because I am a book head. I have read 89 books of my challenge to read 150 books this year, putting me 24 books ahead on my Goodreads challenge. The more I read, the further ahead I am. How is that happening? Should I increase my goal or just be really ridiculous with it? Let me know in the comments. I had a very good reading week, so let's get into it. This week I read Star-Crossed and Enemies to Lovers Romance by Shay Sanders. This was absolutely slap your nearest relative, delicious, fantastic, so well done. I'm a Shay Sanders fan. It is cemented in the pantheon. She did such a good job with this. I highlighted so much in this book. I really tried not to spoil things, but she just has a way with a twist of phrase. She is very sassy and sarcastic, but also able to bring out emotion and just talk about what's actually happening between these two characters. And her steamy scenes aren't bad either. Big fan. Loved it. I also listened to Truth Be Told, Rogue Justice #2 by Kendra Elliott. Kendra is another one of those thriller authors that has 99 books out in Kindle Unlimited, so I can read and listen with my subscription. And I often will just throw on something to listen to just because. So this was a just because listen. I also got an audio arc of Do What Godmother Says by L.S. Stratton, who is my author bae. I absolutely love her. You also know her as Shelley Ellis and Shelley Stratton. Listen, if you don't read Shelley, I need you to get your life together immediately, right now, because sis is on the way up, and you want to climb on this train, this rocket ship, as it's ascending. Do What Godmother Says is, I think it's called a gothic thriller, it's a gothic something. It's dual time period, which is my fave. Absolutely love it. There's a little bit, I feel like there's a little bit of Shelley Ellis and L.S. Stratton, just the way that she writes a relationship in a book. It's very reminiscent, but this book is heavily a mystery, a thriller. There's a lot going on with some spooky characters and some people that make the hair on the back of your neck stand up. And I'd be like, I knew it. But then I send her a DM and she doesn't tell me anything. And she makes me find out for myself. It's just not fair. It's not being friends with an author should mean that you get to know the twist before you have to read the twist, but she doesn't play fair. I also read Just Like Her, Queer Romance by Fiona Zed. This finally came out. I know she's been working on it for a minute. Congratulations, Fiona. And then I read Bitter and Sweet by Rhonda McKnight, which was absolutely fantastic. Really, really well done. I can't remember if I had that on my list last week. I don't know. The weeks are all running together, but really, really enjoyed that. That comes out on Tuesday. Also, Do What Godmother Says comes out on Tuesday. You want to grab both of those. They are both excellent. I don't have anything officially on my reading list, but I do know I have at least one arc for June 11th that I need to read. It's not likely to come out in audio, so I really need to get it together. I'll probably get on it Sunday afternoon. It's a romance, and I don't think it's a long one, and I don't typically read romance by white authors, but Lori Foster is a fave. I also love Ronnie Lauren, so I saw that she had a new book coming out. I've loved her since Getting Rowdy came out 7 million years ago. Love me some Lori Foster, so I'm going to snatch that one up. I have a bunch of stuff in Kindle Unlimited that I want to read or clear, a la Bridget Bianca's KU Read or Release Challenge. I have Uncovering Her Dreams by Ray Sean, Come Ride With Me by AC Author, What If I Love You by Yvonne Marie, I have a few Nia Forrester backlist titles. I'm on a mission to read all of Nia Forrester's work, and so I want to get a few more of those down. I just love her writing. Just delicious. Like Nia Forrester and Tasha L. Harrison, if I don't bring them up every other episode, something is wrong. Please when they send the police to your house because they think something's wrong, if I don't mention Nia Forrester or Tasha L. Harrison, send the police. That's what I'm saying. The Stones We Cast by Chelsea Marie, Back Down Memory Lane by Lamartz Brown. I've gotta read more Black male authors, specifically more Black male indie authors, so I gotta get into it. And Legal Seduction by my good friend Sharon C. Cooper. Lots to dig through, plus I have some upcoming arcs I need to get read. First up is What You Leave Behind by Wanda Morris. I'm very excited about this. I might wait for audio on that one. That one's coming up June 18th. So I don't know if I can wait. I also have A Dream in the Dark, a wrongful conviction novel number 2 by Robert Justice coming up. I'm very excited about that one also. And I'm just saying, I know Robert listens to the podcast, and sometimes I know a book is just going to be absolutely awesome in audio, and so I will wait for audio to come out so I can listen to it. But I get an arc specifically so I can read it early because I'm impatient. And so now I'm in this thing where, do I want to read it on the page early because that helps the author, or do I want to wait for it on audio because that helps me? You know, it's a struggle. It's a struggle. That one's coming out in July. I'm very excited about it. I'm really excited for Robert Justice. I also want to thank him that he read one of my books, and I so do cherish my male readers because I write specifically for 2 Black women, but I do have some male readers that really dig me, and I so appreciate your good words about my books. So thank you so much, and keep them coming. This week, I put down Secret Keeper of Main Street by Trisha R. Thomas. This book just didn't hit me. It just didn't love Trisha. I couldn't finish it. Sometimes I skip through to the end because I feel bad about putting down a book. I got to about 30% and I just was not interested in finishing. I think this book has some pretty good reviews and I just wasn't interested in bringing it down. So I just went ahead and put it down. I don't know if it's a mood thing or the way the book is written or if it would have been better on the page versus audio. I lost interest. I didn't want to pick it back up. Often this is a pacing issue. If it doesn't snap, I can't stay engaged. I blame my short span of attention. On appearances, a reminder that I'll be celebrating Danielle Allen's release, Curvy Girl Summer, in Petersburg, Virginia. She'll be at Resist Booksellers. I will be there to support. I'll be a featured author, and I'm really looking forward to seeing Danielle and Demetrius, who owns Resist Booksellers, again. That'll be on June 22nd, 2024, I believe, from 1 to 3 p.m. There's a post on my Instagram and my TikTok and my Facebook page with details, and of course, follow Danielle Allen and Resist Booksellers for all of the deets. I'll also be at the Black Romance Festival in Atlanta, Georgia, May 30th through June 1st, 2025. I have already booked my room, and I'm telling you, start saving your money. I'm going to say this every week. Start saving your money. Tickets go on sale June 21st. So get in there and come find me because it's very likely that you'll know me before I know you. So don't quiz me. I don't know your name. I might know your face. I can't tell who people are by that little avatar, but please come say hi to me. I am not shy. But I am introverted, so I am not likely to assume that people are really interested in talking to me. Sad. It's sad but true, but I just really assume don't nobody care. So come find me if you see me, say hi, give me a hug. You ain't even gotta buy a book. I mean, I'ma just be there to meet authors and like fawn over people that I have wanted to meet and see in person. So I might not even ever be at my table. I'm just saying. I'm also going to be at EssenceFest. I am not a featured author. I am not on anybody's stage. I'm basically just there to be a fan of some bookish people and authors. The BJs said they were going to be there. I have met Miss Beverly Jenkins. I have not met Miss Brenda Jackson, and I can't stand the thought of so many good people being in one space at one time. So I'm really, really super excited. So I will be in the building for EssenceFest. I believe I'll be in town the 3rd through the 7th, leaving on the 7th. So let a sister know if you're going to be out there. I would love to meet you. On to the writing update. No real update on the Pearl, except we're still in editing. I expect final edits back next weekend-ish. No, seriously. Like rush, but no rush. You know what I'm saying? And then I'll be heads down and making corrections to my file in Vellum and getting my girl ready for her close-up. I want to be done with this novel, like have it put together and up for private sale by the time I hug Danielle's Edek at Resist. So fingers crossed I can get that. As I mentioned, arcs are out. The initial reception is good. I really, really try not to be precious about the words. So I don't stalk my reviews, and I ask that people not tag me in them if they can help it. Send egregious errors and concerns to my email so I can address them before publication, but otherwise enjoy and warn the others. It's good or it's not. It's done. You know what I'm saying? Reviews are for readers. So I hope the readers like what they see and decide to read or not read the book based on honest opinions. I am of the I said what I said variety. So if it's not something that popped up in my group chat or from my editor, it is not likely to change. Shoulder shrug. If you haven't read Beach Thing or Elysium, do not let that stop you from snatching up this novel. I did add a bit in the front matter on some previously on Black Diamond tip, so you can catch up without having to read both books because this book will spoil the first two. I have been working on my front matter and my back matter, so the book is ready to go once edits are complete. We're getting really close. I'm getting really excited. I've lost count of how many books we've written together on this podcast. 3, 4. I wrote Neverlist, Hey Lover, Elysium, and now The Pearl live on the podcast. What a time. What an exciting time to be alive. So it's exciting every time and never, ever, ever gets old going through this process. And this fall, I'm about to go through the process of writing book 15, and I'm going to take y'all along. I don't even care if you want to go. We going. Get in the car. Sunday is our first check-in for the Summer Writing Challenge. I'm running over at the Fiction Archive that I own and operate. I hope the writers are getting in good words this week and are ready to chat it up about their summer of writing. Again, this is an offshoot of the 1,000 Words of Summer Challenge, which is a 2-week challenge to write 1,000 words a day. Our challenge will span June and July, and it would be hard to maintain that for 2 months, so our parameters are very loose. The idea is to jump into summer with words and gear up for our most popular challenge, Awesome August. So I'm looking forward to writing for fun, writing just because, writing to write, writing to get these thoughts out of my head, and really just like building that habit and getting some good ideas flowing. Speaking of writing, it is time for part 3 of The Photograph, a little ditty I came up with because it had been too long since I shared fiction on the podcast. It's not lost on me that as a writer of kissing novels, my opportunity to break from the right publish, stress about how much I sold, rhythm manifests in material that is decidedly not romantic. Anyone that tells you that writing romance is easy is lying through their teeth. It's much easier for me to write these little mystery thriller trysts, and I admit they don't go deep. They're not intricate. I sit down, I read what I wrote before, I write the next section, I edit it a little bit, I record it. It's not deep, because if I start too early, I will start stressing about it, and then we have like a 67,000 word novel that I have read on the podcast. And frankly, 67,000 words is something I need to sell. You know what I'm saying? I have decided, though, my next short serial is going to be romantic. So I will close out the show after the jump. So if you are jumping here, thank you so much for joining me for this week's chat. We will talk again next week. I almost always have chapters in these episodes, so you can just skip to the end. I appreciate you. Bye-bye. The Photograph, Part 3. I knew I had to confront Robin, but I couldn't just barge into her office and demand answers. Considering that someone found my email address and sent me a menacing note, the possibility that our offices and her home might be bugged was high. We needed to be careful. I suggested we meet at a quiet, out-of-the-way park where we could talk freely without fear of being overheard. Robin agreed, and we found ourselves sitting on a secluded bench, far from prying eyes or ears. Robin, I need to ask you something, and I need you to be honest with me, I said, looking her straight in the eye. What really happened to Damon? She stiffened, her fingers clenching in her lap. I told you, he's not part of our lives anymore. Why are you so interested in him all of a sudden? Because I found something, and I started asking questions. I pulled out my phone, showing her the photo that had been haunting my dreams, followed by a screenshot of the threatening text message. Someone doesn't want me looking into Damon's disappearance. I know you know why. Robin's eyes widened as she read the message, and for a moment, I thought she might bolt. But then she sighed, her shoulders slumping in defeat. There's a lot that I haven't told you, Jada. There's so much, but I haven't been going on dates. I furrowed my brow, confused. What do you mean you haven't been going on dates? I've been meeting with someone who claims to have information about Damon, she admitted, about what happened to him, his disappearance, and who might be responsible. My heart began to race. Who is this person? I don't know him. His name is Liam. He used to work with Damon back when he was involved in some less-than-legal activities. Drugs, mostly, Robin explained, her voice trembling slightly. It was all stuff he was involved in before we met. He tried to leave, to go straight, live a normal life, but, you can never really leave that life, especially if they have something on you. Liam reached out to me about a year ago, telling me he had important information about Damon, but it's taken this long to get him to meet me and relay anything I could work with. I leaned forward, my mind reeling. So, what has he told you? Robin took a deep breath. He said years ago Damon was involved with a man named Donovan, a drug dealer, of course. Liam said that Damon had crossed Donovan somehow and that Damon's disappearance was likely due to him. He had an inside track and he was sending me information as he could get it. Isn't that enough to go to the police? Your husband has been missing, Robin. I did, Robin said, her eyes filling with tears. I did go to them, but they weren't interested. They know that name from back in the day. They're probably happy to not have to deal with a low-level drug dealer. They told me that it wasn't illegal for him to leave his family. They even suggested that photo of him being tortured might be a deep fake meant to throw me off so he could start a new life somewhere else. I reached out and took her hand, squeezing it gently. But you don't believe that, do you? No, Robin whispered, shaking her head. I think someone killed him, and I think they're still out there watching me, making sure I don't talk. I felt a chill run down my spine. Robin, this is serious. If what Liam is saying is true, then you could be in real danger, and what about your kids? Why are you even still here? Robin's face crumpled and she let out a sob. I know. I've been so afraid to tell anyone. I can barely keep us above water. I don't have money to move them where Donovan can't watch us. I can't let anything happen to them, Jada. They're all I have left of Damon. I pulled her into a hug, feeling the weight of her pain and fear. We'll figure this out, Robin. Together. She pulled back, wiping her eyes. How? Where do we even start? I thought for a moment, my mind racing. We'll start with Donovan. If he's as dangerous as Liam says, then he's our best lead. I'll see what I can find out about him. Maybe I can track him down. In the age of the internet, it's really hard to hide. Robin nodded, a flicker of hope in her eyes. And I'll keep meeting with Liam, see if he has any information that can help us. We have to be careful, I warned her. Someone knows I've been snooping. There's no telling what Donovan might do or have done. I know, Robin said, her jaw tight. I can't go one more day not knowing the truth. I need to know, and I need justice for Damon, for my kids. I cannot let his killers go free. I nodded, feeling a surge of admiration for her strength and courage. We'll get him, Robin. We need to make sure they pay for what they did to Damon. We just have to get enough information that the case looks good to the police. We left apart separately, going in opposite directions. Couldn't shake the feeling that we were being watched. Every car that passed me on the street, every set of headlights in my rearview mirror seemed to hold some hidden threat. I pushed down that fear and focused on the task at hand. I had inserted myself into something way bigger than I thought it would be, and I had now tethered myself to Robin, to her kids. I was in just as much danger as she was, and the only way out was to find the truth about what happened to Damon. I wouldn't rest until we found a way to bring his killers to justice, no matter the cost. That'll do it. Thank you for joining me for part 3 of the photograph. I think it's getting interesting, and we will see how I manage to wrap this up in one episode. I don't know how I'm going to do that, but I'm committed to this only being 4 chapters before I start the next one. So that also brings us to a close for today's chat. I truly enjoy having you here. I welcome any comments or feedback at books.dlwhite.com/bookcast/88. You'll find full show notes with all the books I talked about today, the links to all the the links to all the things I talked about today, and a transcript for today's show, including the serial if you would rather read it instead of listen to it. Please share the podcast if you enjoyed today's episode, and if you listen on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, give a girl a rating. I'd really appreciate it. Do not forget that you can support this podcast with your book purchases by spreading the good word or throwing some coins in the hat at bookcast.buzzsprout.com. Every little bit helps. I will be back next Saturday, June 15th. Is next Saturday the 15th? Let's check the calendar super quick because I was not prepared. Yes, next Saturday, June 15th, also payday. So I will be back post my trip to a bustling Midwest city. So enjoy your week as always. Have a superlative one. And we'll chat again soon. Bye-bye.